Alright, so we are in this program VirtualSpeech, and I'll just be doing a quick gameplay for us today, trying out some of the new experiences that we just unlocked in demo version for this central public speaking module. So let's just hop right into it. I just did this one in another video here. There wasn't much to it. I might record that one again. Just puts you in and has you exercise your voice, speak certain lines, trying to be as clear as possible. Let's just jump right in. These are all the different experiences they have that relate to public speaking. Let's just get started with the impromptu, and I'm going to do it with, let's just try with the images and we'll see. So with this, I get different images every 30 seconds, and I have to tell a story, a joke, or anything to fill the time. Then they're appearing over there, and I have to get through, or try to get through 15 images. So let's just see. I don't know if I'll do all 15, but you'll get the idea. The other thing I do want to include on here, the start analysis. I'm going to begin. I'm going to show live feedback. I'm also going to record myself, and I'm going to enable sound distractions. So hopefully all of those, we'll see what happens, these features. Okay. Well, hello everybody. I have a bit of a presentation with a bunch of different images that I want to show you and just give you a little bit of a rundown of those images, tell you a bit of a story. There is somebody coughing, so that is an interesting distraction, and everybody here. So the first one we have here is an interesting consumer-grade product that is put out by Amazon as an assistant. There's a phone going off, so that's an interesting distraction as well. On to the next slide here. We have a pumpkin patch. So we talked about different corporate events, team engagement events that we wanted to do coming up. Since we are heading into the fall here, I think it would be awesome if we could do a visit to the local pumpkin patch, pick out some pumpkins for the office, and they do also have a corn maze and a hayride there as well, so hopefully that will all be interesting to us. On to the next image here. I had a toy of some sort, a robot. We had some ideas. It actually looks kind of like clippers. Again, there's a distraction, and it sounds like my own phone actually. It's really close to my head. But yeah, clippers, so that's just kind of a goofy consumer product potential that was there. If we can make simple shaving clippers look a little bit more. So on to the next image here. We actually are going to talk a little bit today about space and some different satellite networking opportunities or things on the market coming out. So one of them is SpaceX. They're putting out a constellation where anywhere in the world, that is good feedback. I wasn't looking enough to the right, so it's telling me to look to the right here, as well as somebody has a drill. So those are good distractions. They really throw me off. On to this next image here, we have Professor. So this is the old way of doing lectures and whatnot, versus obviously we have a unique format today where I'm able to talk to a room of a bunch of important people, and yet none of you are here. And hopefully try to teach you all something, and in the process learn something. So this is not a good way of teaching anymore. Since we have this technology, we should utilize it in new formats. I was talking a little fast there, so that gave me an update. So this is good feedback. This is a picture I brought up as a reference about an upcoming Erie event. We in the VAR Lab are going to actually be running in the Beast of the Bay. We have about 6 of us currently running. We go pretty slow. We don't really care too much about time. It's just the fact that we get 10 miles out of it. So yeah, that's on that event coming up in September. We also do have a trip, that we would like to do to the savannas over in Africa and just check out some safari, see some wild animals. I know personally I love road tripping, and I've never gotten a chance to road trip in the Sahara or in the savannas or in anywhere cool over in Africa. It just gave me another moment there, as you saw, that I was talking a little too fast. So this is good feedback. Then talking about another consumer-grade product that a lot of us are probably familiar with. One of, or I believe the best-selling smartphone of all time, the iPhone series. And we're currently up, this one is definitely an old picture. We're up to like iPhone 13 now. And a lot of them actually, not just a lot of them, the Pro version of them have LiDAR scanners in them integrated. So they're really good for capturing 3D models. On to another one here. We've got a red moon floating in the middle of space. So what this is meant to symbolize is not sure. Kind of like once in a blue moon maybe, because we were just talking about that project that's going to be a little late. So, you know, maybe something will get figured out. We'll have some overtime, or we'll have some off time once in a blue moon. Here is a tanker. So I know we were talking earlier about the supply chains and us getting caught up at ports, moving as much. It looks like in this case, liquid natural gas or something along those lines. I know we've got a lot of market share in that, so not sure if that has held up our supply chain at all. Try to speak a little faster, so I was talking to, because I paused too long, it was saying. So just try to keep talking. This time is in another market. It looks like that one is in China. Much stuffier streets, less so designed for cars, as we can see. So our primary business market, which is vehicles, is not going to work as well in China because they have a much more reliance on mass transportation aside from individual car ownership. And then here we have the Sydney Opera House in Sydney, Australia. Beautiful venue. I know we were talking about for the big conference that's going to actually be happening down in Australia. So we'll be getting together a team of folks to travel down there and represent us at the industry table. So if any of you are interested in traveling internationally and have your passports up to date, this is a little bit of a fast turnaround, so we would have to get that worked out within the next couple weeks. I did also want to talk a little bit about programming. We have downstairs, actually, at the gym in this building, we do have some programming for yoga, which is available to all employees, and I highly recommend that you take that opportunity to get this programming since it is available. And it's Tuesday afternoons and Thursday afternoons as well. So block out that time after 1. Also, we talked about this new project that we're rolling out is obviously a huge step for our company. So I just wanted to bring up this visual, which I think we're all familiar with, a huge step for mankind. It was really, really good what we just were able to roll out. I appreciate all your hard work on that. I'm really proud of the metrics that we've seen, and this really extends what we as an organization, this builds on our objectives, it fulfills our mission. So thank you. We also have pyramids here, which in the project management sense, as I was just saying, we just had a huge project management, or a project that we had a lot of project management that had to go underway. So these are obviously very early examples of humankind when we've come together to work on projects, and I feel like we've done something as monumental, at least in my own head. So it was tough. It felt very challenging, but we did it. So seems like that was 15. Took about 7.5 minutes, exactly what we anticipated. Completed the impromptu room, finished the button to exit the scene. That was difficult. There was definitely times. I'm not sure how that transfers through. Okay, so it... Oh, I guess that works. Let me see if I go back in here. What? So that was... It had the audio, and I could hear people moving. There were definitely distractions. That was challenging, just making you spitball up there, getting comfortable with kind of spitballing a little bit. I think maybe going in, if I knew more about the company, if if I knew a little bit of context on, hey, this, let's say, is this company, and I would try to relate all of these images back to the company in the market share that I knew we operate, or a certain target market or something, that might be good to have a little bit more context. But that was the images one. I'm going to try this question one as well. So table topics exercise. Practice organizing your thoughts quickly by answering questions under the time pressure with this exercise. Okay. It'll appear here when you start the exercise. Working hard or hardly working? What is your preferred approach? I would say I find myself definitely working hard, gravitating towards that. I do like to find unique ways of making the process more efficient, but once I make it more efficient, I often find myself just working more on other things. So, ebooks or paperbacks, which do you prefer? I personally say I like a little bit of both in this case. I like paperbacks when I'm actually reading, and then if it is on a screen, I want it to be an audiobook, because then I'll put it in my headphones and I'll listen while I'm walking around or while I'm driving or something like that. I don't really find myself reading ebooks off of a screen very often. What gives my life meaning? Getting to work towards things that I enjoy, something that I believe is significant in the community, seeing projects and seeing them through when I can point back and see my impact. I can see the mark that I've left. That's what gives my life meaning. And then, does travel broaden my mind? Every time that I've traveled, I have come back with a broader mind. So I would say, yes, it does. And I have not gotten the chance to travel enough, although I want to. I personally prefer road trips and car camping. I like to keep it cheap. We don't need to do anything crazy or stay in 5-star hotels or anything, but right out the back of the car in unique places, under trees and under stars, in different parts of this country. So now I can listen back to each of my responses, which is pretty interesting. So let's see. What gives my life meaning? Getting to work towards things that I enjoy, something that I believe is significant in the community, seeing projects and seeing them through when I can point back and see my impact. I can see the mark that I've left. That's what gives my life meaning. Okay. So that was an exercise. Again, this is one that it doesn't put you in an experience, but just being in a room where you're kind of a very captive audience, I think is nice. It feels like they're just throwing a question at you and you have to sit here and answer to the best of your ability without being able to look elsewhere or really have any reference material. So this was a good one. And this was in the impromptu speaking element. So I think I'll stop here with this one. Impromptu, and then I'll start the next recording and I'll do another exercise. Thanks for joining.